Gone 5, 16, 19, 21, 33, and 10. Check results. You remember?
I'll put a day doctor away. I don't know if it shows up as much as it looks right now, but my nose is extremely pink. My eyes are extremely pink. Um, and there's no way to describe it. Now it just sounds no wait no saying both of my eyes are pink and then saying there's no way to describe it that doesn't sound horrible makes it sound a lot worse than it is now. No weird fart behavior. No, just all of this has just stemmed from a runny nose. I'm like a sadder version of the Sexy Red song. Like I can't remember how it sounds. Pound Town. My eyes are pink. Okay, no, now it's leaning back to the fart thing because obviously that. Anyway, oh my god, this is just the worst start in the world. How do I pivot ASAP Rocky? I had to put a pause there because if I just said ASAP Rocky unironically, oh my god, I'm the worst person in the world. Oh my god, I watch too much, listen to too many podcasts. I'm lit. Sometimes, do you ever like have a conversation and then you realize, "Ah, I feel like I'm doing it right now. Every like, I don't know. This might like break some people, not because it's like big brain or anything, but just because like it's kind of like I'm doing it right now. Oh my god, I'm just. Okay, let me explain it and get it out so people can start to sort of sympathize with what I'm doing to myself right now. Basically, like when you find out that you say a word a lot, like I say like a lot. Sometimes I notice it, and sometimes it's all I can hear. Now after the two, it's probably all you can hear. I'm gonna forget about it in probably 30 seconds, and I'll be saying like after like almost like every like sentence, So I say like a lot, right? So you notice that all of a sudden you can't even speak normally. It's all you think about, this and that, right? So that kind of feeling, but now attached to this, you realize that almost every tick or cadence or way you speak is like something that you've picked up from a different thing you watch or a different thing you listen to. And the three that I notice at the moment that I do quite a lot. Don't know if anyone watches Curtis Connor. That's one of them. I keep doing that. Just did it then. Oh my god, that's so annoying. Oh my god, that's just like the craziest thing in the world. Like, oh my god, that's just so crazy. Like that's not my personality. That's someone else peeking through, right? Who am I? Because it's not just that. It's like that. I'll say something like that, and then I'll bleed into saying like, anyway, mate, it's bloody decent. Alright, and I'll be speaking like that. Directly after speaking like that. And it's like, that's because I used to watch a lot of Spencer FC. I feel like that's really bled into like the way I'm speaking. And it's I'll bleed directly from that into saying like, you know, probably because I've been watching a lot of Angry Ginge, something more like that related. And it's just kind of when you're, you know, when you have like a couple phrases that you're leaning into, and it's kind of like a conscious kind of self-reference in your head. You're not making a reference that anyone else isn't really gonna notice. Maybe, but in your head, it's like, oh yeah, I'm doing that thing. But when it's like every sentence is bleeding into another cadence of saying something else, I'm just a hodgepodge of the things I watch, and it's like. Then you kind of think about it, it's like they're probably just hodgepodges in themselves of things they've watched. And then those people that they watch also, so it's kind of just all like a trickle down effect. But at the same time, it's like, if I didn't watch any of these people, how would I actually just speak? Like, how would I actually just speak normally? Like, cadence, like, it'd be the same tonally, but like cadence wise and like speed and the rhythm of it. Is this like an interesting thing to bring up, or does no one give a fuck? Because I think it's true. It's true, you know? Like, I don't even know what I was referencing this just then, but I feel like it was something, you know? And it's like, if I didn't have any kind of... Why am I holding a pen like this? If I didn't have any kind of, like, you know, exposure to, like, media or whatever, how different would I be, you know? Nurture over nature. It's very interesting. It's actually quite interesting. I said that in a voice where it wasn't, but it actually is quite interesting. Because it's like, well, it's only really interesting if you could actually be shown a screen of what you may look like or sound like. Like, if you could be shown how different you would look if you grew up, if everything was the exact same, but when you was 1 year old, you moved to LA instead, like how different would you look right now at the exact age you are right now going through life? Like, how just different would you look in terms of, okay, yeah, maybe if you're in a hotter country, your skin may be a bit darker or whatever, just because you're getting tanned all the time. Yeah, sure. But I mean, like, also in terms of like, would I have two slits in my eyebrows? You know, would I be standing here wearing a vest with a chain with a broken heart on the end, and the other half was with my ex who took the kids and ran off because I had children already, and would my head be completely shaved and on the top was tattooed um the symbol of Bitcoin? I don't know. I don't know. But it's like, you know, how different would you sound? Obviously, if you knew if you was in another country, you would always have a different accent. That's less interesting. But I mean the cadence thing. Like if you was forced to just watch, you know, if I was watching Jerry Seinfeld instead of whatever I was watching, like would I be doing stuff from that? I don't know. I've never seen Jerry Seinfeld, so I can't make an example. I'm meant to be speaking slower. Sorry. But you know, it's interesting. I mean, on a more literal, physical standpoint, is sometimes I see these TikTokers, YouTubers who are like doctors, but like not like save life doctors. Like well, you could argue they were saving some people's, like maybe I don't know how to work this into a joke, but like maybe Kylie Jenner said they saved her life. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like, you know, they do plastic surgery. They do you know, veneers. And I see there's this guy, he's like a veneer guy, and he basically just looks at celebrities' teeth and he's like, oh, they've got shit teeth, shit veneers. He'll either look at their teeth and be like, they've got shit teeth, they need veneers. Or he'll look at them and go, those are some shit veneers. Actually, their natural teeth looked way nicer. Come to us and we'll do a great job. And just like another one I watched, this plastic surgery guy, and he looks at people and says, they're like from the age of like 16 to the age they are now, like, okay, they look like this at this age. Then their interior dimple motions actually flared out more. So we think they got a exterior hipodectomy doctoral procedure, which actually inflates the hip central diameters by 16.5 milliliters or whatever, right? They'll be doing all that shit. I just like, first of all, oh my god, I would hate that. Like, you know, being famous really would suck, you know? Like, obviously money, that's great. But like being recognized in the street, not ideal. And then secondly, paparazzi, extra not ideal. But then thirdly, I just feel obviously articles about you not ideal. Being a conversation just randomly trending for not knowing why, not ideal. But then like also things like this, like YouTube videos where people literally have photos from wherever of different stages of your life, and then they're drawing lines in your face, like saying, you know, we think you're like just, you know, theorizing about work you've had done and stuff like that. It would just be crazy. And like obviously you just wouldn't watch them properly. Like my teeth, you know, I've chipped the front two of my teeth so many times, and I've got them fixed. Obviously, that's how I could chip them multiple times, because you get it fixed, and then you chip them again. The first time I chipped my teeth on a table, it wasn't actually as horrible as it sounds. Like I did smack my head off a table, but that makes it sound like, oh, I don't want to hear it, oh, horrible, sorry, you know, type thing. But really, it was more like I was running, and yes, my head smacked off a table, but it was like one of those tables where like they use in the WWE, like you throw someone on it and it immediately collapses. So I hit my head off it. I don't actually remember how, and then I chipped my front tooth, and I was like under the table, upset, like, but not because it hurt, but just because I was like, oh my god, it's chipped, it's actually an issue, I'm gonna have to go dentist. And I was like upset, like, this is something I can't ignore, I'm gonna have to fix this. Less than, like, it didn't hurt at all, like it felt like nothing. Well, it felt like something was missing, but it didn't actually felt like anything hurt. It was just like, oh my god, I have to go dentist. I'm gonna have to go dentist. They're gonna put drills in my mouth. You know, that was the real issue. And then from then on, after they fix it just multiple times, you just accidentally break it in new creative ways. So yeah, I wouldn't, you know, like, you know, people drawing lines in my face, you know, analyzing this and that in a lot of detail. But you know, I guess you could just say, so it's like, but at the same time, you make millions of pounds, I guess. So it's like, you know, the job I work, there's pros and cons to it. Hey, paparazzi don't take photos of my face. That's a pro. Plastic surgeons don't screenshot my face and draw lines on it and hyperanalyze each stage of my life, month by month, deciding if I had plastic surgery or not. That's a pro. A con, minimum wage. Okay, so there's that one. This job, con, paparazzi, people recognizing you, this and that. Pro, millions of dollars. Ooh, it's like the pros and cons you weigh up. There's probably a nice middle ground there. That's what we'd all like to exist. But yeah, I'm not trying to say just because you have money, you got nothing to complain about. I'm not that old. I'm not that fuddy-duddy, I can obviously acknowledge that, money ain't... Well, honestly, I've never had copious amounts of cash, so I can't tell you if money is happiness. But I've watched enough films and I've heard enough quotes to say, apparently it isn't, so I'm going to go with that one. But yeah, I'm sure, it won't solve all your problems, but it would solve some, and it'd be nice, not even to have millions. But I just think it's like it's basic questions like flip a coin. No, I'll give you 100K right now. This is the question I saw. I think that the difference in money is too big, where it's not a good question. I'd make it smaller. But the original is 100K right now, straight to your account, or you flip a coin. You pick heads or tails. If you get it right, 50-50 chance. Then you get £10 million. That difference is so big that you would be stupid if you didn't go for £10 million. Because, would you though? This is the thing. I'm trying to be conscious. I just think though, even if your situation was incredibly dire and you needed that money now, unless you have crazy debts you have to pay off right now, you're 60K in debt and you open money, apart from if you're in that situation, even if it was in a really dire situation, if I gave you 100K, it wouldn't do that much for you. A couple years, it depends where you're living and how much you're paying, right? But if you're already struggling and you're in London, and let's say, I don't know how much you'll be paying, but if you've got a family to feed and this and that, it will help you for a few years. But the chance of 50-50 and for 10 million, that's why I think the gap's too big, because it could really, that could actually change your life for a long period of time. And you could argue the 100K, if you could spend it wisely, you could invest it into your kids to go and get an education maybe, or stuff like that. It's interesting. I need to know actual scenarios, whether it'd be good or not. But I think 10 million is just too big of a difference. And only a 50-50 chance doesn't feel like it's even small enough. I feel like it should be 100K or a million, and that makes it a harder question. I've spoken about nothing about what the title of this video is or what I'm meant to be speaking about. Because the topics were Kai Cenat. My nose is so fucking blocked right now, I can't even fucking speak. Because it's at the back of my nose, and it's I can't breathe out of either nostril. And it's just I guess you need to be able to do that to speak, I guess. It's hard to just breathe out of only your mouth and speak, or maybe it's just for me, I don't know. It's fucking pissing me off though. But yeah, no, what was written down was Kai Cenat, Nicki Minaj, because he had Nicki Minaj in his stream. And they were just sort of streaming it up. And then the other thing I'd written down was Lando Norris, because he was being incredibly zesty and having an incredibly horny stream with again Angry Ginge, because I can't stop talking about Angry Ginge, because that's 90% of what I've been watching, which is kind of crazy. I looked at my Twitch Wrapped, and he was obviously the most watched streamer I watched, because I don't watch any other streamers. Twitch has never really been a thing I've delved into before, and I only started watching him in the last 2 months. And I don't want to reveal how many hours it said I had watched for, because even I was a little bit oh, you want to get yourself a life? Literally, you want to actually... You need more excuse to not be able to watch these hours. You need to work more. You need to, this is dangerous. But yeah, no. Yeah, basically, this is a stream, and it was getting... Well, they were just making a bunch of jokes, oh my god, Lando, I love you, you're so fit, oh my god, Lando, and it's just TikTok ran with that. It was huge, over there on that platform, where, Bevo roams, and Cole Bennett, resides, that beautiful little platform. You know, some people liked it. Some people said this is wrong. You've got an audience for children. You're taking it too far now. You're taking the joke too far. This is disgusting. This is rude. This is horrible. You know. And again, it's just like, fucking hell. Fucking hell. You realise almost every single person in the public eye has like an audience with children in it. Because children watch anything and everything, really. They'll watch it. You can like make the stream. So you can make the stream a mature stream. So this is a stream of adult, even though that wasn't even necessary. You could do that. And guess what? All it takes is seeing that message pop up saying this is a mature stream, and then you just click in OK, and then you're watching it anyway. And it's like, you know, I get kids look up to you if you're an athlete, but it's like not week in, week out, but you know, during the season when he races at the tracks, you know, he'll get in the car, make a mistake, and then swear profusely down the radio like every other driver does. It's not like maybe more so in football and other sports, mainly football, because it feels like in football you have to be the most PR trained kinda. But like in Formula One, where they're not really making that effort, where like Pierre Gasly is on an F1 outlet saying his nickname is Tripod, right? They're not trying to present themselves as like these, you know, CBBC presenters, you know what I mean? You know, I'm Mr. Tumble, and all of a sudden it's, oh my god, we're seeing our childhood hero in a new light, this is horrible. It's like they swear down the radio week in, week out. But yeah, I titled this that, and I spoke about it for 2 minutes at the end. You gotta do what you gotta do. Put it in Dr. Ray. This is, I don't know what number it is. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Here with the kids, and they had like 3 kids, and the geezer was probably on like maximum 20 bags a year. Like the most boring bloke you'll ever meet. He was like a hero.